heart may be with.
Capturing the moments that make life great.
Let's go, girls.
It's about growing personally and professionally.
What's the one thing that really drives you, that really drives your passion?
It's about climbing the ladder or opening a new door.
Too many people give up too early on their dream.
It's about enjoying your professional journey.
I enjoy what I do.
It's about keeping things real.
So the interview is an interviewing the interview. I like this.
It's all about you.
But I knew that there was something else I wanted to do with my life. I knew I wanted to help people.
This is Up or Out with Connie Fife.
You love your voice. You need to be on radio.
And now, your host, Connie Fife.
Well, hello, this is Connie Fife, and welcome to another episode of Up or Out with Connie. I am so excited. We have a phenomenal pair of guests today. We have a team of guests today, and I'm going to get right to them in a minute, but I do have my quote today, and the quote for today is, save water and let's drink some wine. And that probably gives you some insight of our guests today, who are Bonnie and Michael. They are founders of Barefoot Wine, a real-life American success story. So let me take a really quick break for our sponsors. We're going to come right back, and we're going to jump right into learning more about wine and this fabulous couple.
Hi, this is Connie Fife, your unstoppable diva, your host of Up or Out with Connie. I am thrilled to be a headline show on C-Suite Network, where you can grow your brand, grow your tribe, and be unstoppable. We are the hottest podcast for entrepreneurs, C-level executives, and market leaders. And you can hear me each week right here on the C-Suite Network. Also on Conscious Business Network, iTunes, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, SiriusXM, and over 900 stations around the globe. Be sure to follow me on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. Thanks for listening. Be bold, be connected, and be unstoppable.
We're back, and you're listening to Up or Out with Connie. So it is time to turn up the volume, because right now with me, you have all seen it in every corner, Barefoot Wine. You know that wine with the foot on it. It seems to be everywhere. I know when I first seen it and started drinking it many years ago, I have to say, I have to admit that I was drinking this before I was a legal age, so I stopped there. It's just everywhere. I mean, Barefoot Wine, it is a #1 brand in the world. And what you might not know about this is that in a laundry room, this started by two individuals with no money and no knowledge at all whatsoever about the wine industry. I mean, these folks are completely revolutionizing the wine industry. I mean, you know, it's such an exclusive industry, but they're turning it into fun and a very inclusive industry. They're New York Times bestsellers, sought after speakers, media guests, and also promoters of what they call the barefoot spirit. I love that. And so please welcome a real-life American success story, out-of-the-box thinkers, true disruptors, and the founders of Barefoot Wine, Michael Houlihan and Bonnie Harvey. Welcome to today's show.
Thank you, Connie. We're so happy to be here.
I love your home. It just looks so beautiful, as I was sharing before. It just looks so warm and roomy and homey. And I want to be there right now, putting my feet up and drinking a glass of Barefoot Wine.
Oh, good idea.
That sounds like a good idea, right? Now, you do a lot of entrepreneurial work too, though, and giving back to the community. I would love for you to share the work that you're doing. So,
well, yes, we really enjoy it, sharing the lessons that we learned building the Barefoot brand, and now being able to share it with other companies and startups and entrepreneurs and students. It's really a blessing. So we're really not in the wine industry anymore, but that's where we learned our lessons. So they pertain to any kind of business.
Now, I know you do a lot of work around millennials, or, you talk about millennials getting pampered, and, they want those quick rich, or those quick rich hucksters, and they're looking for that success and diligence. So what is your thought about those quick rich schemes that you hear everybody saying? I got rich overnight, and this happened to me overnight. Do you really think it does happen overnight?
Well, they're always bragging about the people who win, at Las Vegas. And I'm sure that people do win at Las Vegas.
Yeah.
So that's designed to get you to go up there. And
they never talk about the losers.
Yeah.
Right. They never talk about the losers.
Exactly. That's what the get rich quick scheme is all about. But we found that our scheme was how to get rich slow.
Yeah. Slow but sure.
Slow but sure.
Well, it's slow, but it's creating that solid foundation along the way. We've seen those things, those overnight schemes of people out there and they're saying, oh, this is great, and they did it overnight, and and they go on and they made this much money, and then maybe a couple of years later you hear they're bankrupt, or that they're doing nothing else. So what they didn't do, to what I'm hearing you say, is put those steps in place to make it happen along the way.
Exactly. Here in California, we like to say that the only people that got rich during the gold rush were selling shovels.
Yeah.
And, we see a lot of people out there selling shovels to the miners and saying there's gold in them, they're hills.
Right.
And I must get 100 emails a week from digital marketers. It's amazing. So basically, we're not talking 6 digits and 6 months or anything ridiculous like that. We do talk about approaching entrepreneurship with a level head.
Okay.
Being as resourceful as possible, borrowing as little money as possible, and really understanding who your strategic allies are. In other words, who gets rich if you get rich?
Right.
There's somebody that can help you right there.
Right.
So we don't think that you can throw money at every problem. We think that sometimes money is its own problem. We thought, gee, we don't know anything about the business and we're broke. We thought that, that's like starting off with 2 left feet. And it turned out to be the best thing that ever happened to us.
Yes, it was our greatest assets because it really forced us to be creative, to be resourceful. And because we were those things, and because we asked a whole lot of questions, because we really didn't know where we were going, Barefoot became extremely successful. It wouldn't be on the market today if it hadn't been for our really not knowing what we were doing and not having enough money to do it if we did.
So you didn't know what you didn't know, so you were asking a lot of questions.
Yes.
And you worked harder to make it happen. Now, I know I started my company pretty close. Mine wasn't in a laundry room. Mine was in my basement. But
Same
thing. And around my bar that we had in our house. And I'm looking around, and of course my last name is Fife, and we had Fife and Drum signs all around the room. And I was sitting there with a friend of mine who was also a marketer. And I'm like, what will I do? What would I do? And I'm like, okay, the company's name is Fife and Some. That's how I started. And we're going to brand. We're going to work on branding. And it just took off. And then eventually we took the Some off of there, and it's the Fife Group. But yeah, I think when people have that or start with that mentality or that process, that's where that overnight success will happen in 20 years, but it will be consistent.
That's right. I think the real message for your listeners is that if you're going to go out and start a business, you want to start small, and you want to start small for a number of reasons. First of all, you have to understand what you're doing. We thought we were in the wine business, sip, swirl, sip, say some French words and talk about mid notes. But the actual wine business is more about warehouses and forklifts and buyers and clerks and truckers, warehouses and so for us it was a real wake up call to get out there and learn all that, and we're glad we did when we were small, because we like to say, get your act together before you take your show on the road.
Well, we could say that about the speaking industry too. And I'm sure you hear so many people are saying, oh, it's so glamorous, and you get to go out and go to all these major cities, and they don't realize, like this past week, I was in San Francisco. I was sick the entire time in my hotel room with my feet up, migraine headache, pulled myself together long enough to get out and go do my keynote for the hour. I went back to my hotel and crashed. That was the glamour of it. And then got on in the airplane and came back home. And in our warehouse is our office where we're writing and creating and, and doing what you have to be doing. So, yeah, a lot of people don't realize when you get into certain industries, there is some glamour there, but there's still, getting your hands dirty and getting in the trenches to make it happen. So I'm glad that you said.
Yes.
So what do you talk about? I mean, what do you mean when you talk about the two-division company? So tell me more.
Two-division company is the best way that we found of really putting the customer on top. So many companies say they put the customer on top, but then they put sales and they put customer service on the bottom. Well, in reality, customer service and sales are the only divisions of your company that talk to the end user, that talk to the customers, that talk to the people that are handling your product on a regular basis.
Right.
So we believe in the two-division company, which is sales and sales support. So everyone that's not in sales or customer service is in sales support. The CEO, the CFO, the CMO, all of the C's, the VP, even the P, all in sales support. Because why do you have a company there anyway? Why do you have a production division if you're not going to make sales? So really, every division needs to support sales. And the information that comes from the customers, the end users, and everyone that touches your product, that information that goes to the sales department and to the customer service department really needs to get back to production and marketing and all the other divisions, so they can make the best use out of it. We call it customer intel. It's really not the complaint management department. It's the collection of customer intel department.
Okay, I love that. I love that. I mean, it's not just a play on words, but you're looking at it differently also. So again, it's not taking customer complaints, but listening to what the customer has to say and then responding to that. So you can make them happy customers, and and if it's an issue within the company, you're correcting it very quickly and turning that around. So then the other thing that you do, worthy cause marketing. I call it creative marketing, and we have a lot of alignment in this. But my understanding is you bring students into your home once a year.
Oh, yes.
I really would love to learn more and hear more about that.
Okay, well, every year, now I guess this is the 5th time they've been here, we entertain students from Nanyang Technical University in Southeast Asia. It's in Singapore.
Okay.
It's kind of the MIT of Asia.
Okay.
So this is a very highly ranked school, and they graduate what they call technopreneurs. And these are people who want to invent something, either a digital product or a real product, and they need to know how to actually get it to market and how to keep it in the marketplace. So you can imagine these people are like 22 to like maybe 40 years old. Okay. We've got 120 of them right here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was pretty interesting. I mean,
so you work with them. I mean, you're actually part of their education, and you're helping them understand the process of sales and how to get it to market.
Exactly. We're sharing a lot of the lessons that we learned, what we call guiding principles for success, GPS.
Okay.
GPS in your car.
Right.
You've got a goal, a direction, a location you want to get to. In these students' case, it's the success of their company. It's getting their idea out there to market. And we give them guiding principles for success that we've learned along the way.
Well, I love that. And you're so giving and willing to give back. I love that you do that. You're such wonderful humanitarians that way. And everything that I've been reading on you and learning about you, I mean, I just love you more and more. I see it. And I love your home. I want to come. Well, let's take a really quick break. We need to, again, listen or hear from our sponsors because, hey, they're the ones paying the bill. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Greg Davis. Connie asked me to pop in for a moment to tell you about a great opportunity. Have you ever listened to a podcast and thought, I should be doing that, but I don't know how, I don't know where to start? Well, Up or Out with Connie Fife has partnered with Parkland Media Group to offer you PMR podcast production. What is PMR? Production, marketing, response. The three key elements you need to successfully build your podcast success. For more information, visit parklandmediagroup.com or email podcast@parklandmediagroup.com and be sure to let them know that Connie sent you. You have a story to tell. We'll help you share it. Come to parklandmediagroup.com today and start building your podcast success.
All right, we are back. And in our final segment, Michael and Bonnie, we do what we call the hot seat, where we do a rapid round of questions and just ask you to answer. And we've learned about your business. Now we want to learn more about you, the individual. Our listeners love to hear about who our guests are as people, as individuals. Are you ready?
We are ready.
All right. And whoever wants to answer, that's up to you. Okay. Number one, what advice would you give to your younger self?
To our younger self.
Yeah.
Oh, well, basically to think things through a little further instead of coming to quick decisions. Now, young people tend to make decisions in a snap second. And as we get a little more experience behind us, we realize that's not always the best idea.
This is true. In many things, in many aspects of life. What would you say is your favorite success quote?
Oh, I think I like what Sir Branson says, which is take care of your people, and your people will take care of the customer.
Oh, that's a wonder. I know that quote well. Yes, I love that. Love that quote.
Yeah, Richard Branson.
Yeah, Richard Branson. So when you were in that laundry room, did you know right from the very beginning what you wanted to do?
Oh, well, yes, we had plan A. We were going to bottle all of the wine up that we had, and we were going to sell it in the chain stores. So that was exactly what we wanted to do. It just didn't work out that way. We went to plan B and then on to plan C. And what we thought would take 2 or 3 years took 20.
Okay. Well,
so, did we think we knew? Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I mean, we think we know what we're going to do, but hey, I mean, and it's forever changing. I mean, look at the technology today, and I mean, you two know and understand that, fully understand that, and it's continually changing. So, what was one of your most memorable failures, and what did you learn from that to make it a success?
Well, I always thought Hawaii would be a great place for something like Barefoot Wine.
Okay.
Because you see, footprints on the beach, and half the bars are called Barefoot, and people get married barefoot.
Right.
Well, go over there, sell Barefoot Wine. So I went over there, sold Barefoot Wine. Everybody bought it. It looked like a big hit.
Yes.
Never reordered it. A couple of months went by, still didn't reorder it. Went back to Hawaii to find out why they didn't reorder it. Found out that it had sold out in the places where we had put it.
Right.
But it wasn't reordered. And so we asked them why it wasn't reordered, and they said, "Oh, something else was on deal, or another special, or
They just forgot to
they
reorder.
forgot because it was new. They weren't used to it."
Okay.
And so sold it to them again. Went back, told Bonnie, "I think we got it fixed." 2 months later, no sales. So I said, "What do you want me to do? Go back to Hawaii?" She goes, "No. You take a look at these two pieces of paper here. This one here. This one shows you how much it costs to go to Hawaii.
Right. Right.
This one here shows you how much we make on Hawaii."
Right.
And so that was, we had to pull out of Hawaii for 2 years.
Until we could afford to have a representative on our payroll that was going to the retailers and also going to the distributors to make sure that everybody had the product and we were getting the reorders.
Keeping them on the
That
shelves.
was a big lesson.
Oh, it was a big,
Okay.
it's called the cost of sales. You know, everybody
That's
talks
right.
about the cost of production or the cost of the product, but the cost of sales is what
Yes.
kills most companies. They don't see it coming. So you
Right.
have to service what you sell, right?
Right.
And that was our big wake-up call. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we could do another whole show on that and cost of sales, and again,
could do a
educate
course on it.
people on how to sell, because people forget that they have products, they have the next greatest invention, they have a passion for something, but they forget to sell. Yeah, I would love to do another whole program on that with you. So what was your aha moment? I know you mentioned 20 years in the business and you no longer have that, and now you're speaking and writing books successfully, working with educating schools and programs. So what would you say is your aha moment?
Well, I think one of the things that we learned when we were talking in universities that teach entrepreneurship that really surprised us and made us very aware of what it was that we had to offer these young students that are studying business and entrepreneurship was educating them about sales. Because these universities really didn't teach sales, as shocking as that might sound. They didn't teach students that were learning about business and being an entrepreneur how to make a sale. And that, when that kind of feedback kept coming back to us from the students themselves, that made us realize that this was a place that was really important, that we could really share the knowledge that we'd learned about sales.
Okay. And so well needed. I really definitely need it. So you understand sales, of course, and marketing. Do you use digital trends? How do you market your business? What you do? Is it through digital technology?
We're using technology.
Okay.
We're using word of mouth. That has really tended to be
More effective.
the most effective form for us. People that have heard us speak, that have read our articles that are in many magazines and online, and the articles are on our website as well. And people that are familiar with us and appreciate the information that we really want to share with others, that's where we get most of our engagements.
Okay.
Word of mouth.
Yeah, and word of mouth is exactly it, and that's part of why your overnight success happens in 20 years, because you need a lot of people talking about you over that period of time. And what I see that a lot of entrepreneurs that I work with, and even corporate executives, is that they're on social media and they think that's the end all, but it's not. It's just not.
No.
It's just,
Social media is a great place for people who are prospects who have heard about you to check you out.
Exactly. But
That's
you
where
still
it
need
comes
to pick
in.
up the phone.
You know, they can go to your site, they can see who you are, what you do,
Right.
but they're not going to stumble on your site. No,
They're not. They're
going to have to punch it up for them.
Yeah. Let me give it to you. Yeah, you're hand feeding it to them. I call our social media pages breadcrumbs. We're giving little breadcrumbs along the way so they could see who we are and share more. But then again, it's still, you got to make that sale. Phone call, referral, whatever that would be. So, how can people learn more about you? Connect with you? What is your website?
It's www.thebarefootspirit.com.
That's easy, thebarefootspirit.com. Now, you mentioned magazines. You're in magazines and you write articles. What magazines can we find you in?
Well, the Business Journal, we're in that twice a month. And there's 43 different cities?
Yeah, 43
carry
cities.
it.
Okay, good.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And what else?
Well, we also produce 2 blogs. They are available at the Barefoot Spirit and also at our other site, which is called the brandauthority.net. And one of them is on branding and branding products and how to get your product in the market. That's on brandauthority.net. And every week we produce a 600-word article. And some of those articles get picked up by trade magazines and what have you all across the country. We're in hundreds of magazines.
Okay.
And
I know I've seen you in many.
Oh, yeah. We've been in Forbes and Entrepreneur.
Yes.
Inc.
I've seen you in Inc. magazine. Actually, I still have that article. Yes. Oh, great. Well, it's been amazing and just being here and talking to you. And I know that you're not done. I know you have so many more projects and so many things that you're working on. So thank you. And of course, thank you for the wine.
Well, you're absolutely welcome.
It's our pleasure.
We couldn't be there without that. Well, thank you for everyone for being here and listening and learning more about Michael Houlihan and Bonnie Harvey. They are just fabulous, fabulous people, fabulous humanitarians, and also wine connoisseurs. And again, Michael and Bonnie, thank you for being here today.
Our
pleasure,
Connie.
You're welcome. And our time goes by so quickly. And to everyone in our community, keep sending in your success stories and any questions that you may have to ask Connie at uperout.com. And we want to thank you for being the leader that you are. And if you figured it out, thank you for encouraging others to do the same. And be sure to subscribe with us and stay tuned with us on our social pages, iTunes, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all of those big sites. You know what they are because you don't want to miss any of the good stuff. This is Connie Fife, your unstoppable diva, and you're listening to Up or Out with Connie. It's been great being here with you today. And ask yourself, if you could do something different to get a different result, what would you be doing right now? Until next time, be bold, be connected, and be unstoppable together.